Hello. Today you will need a whiteboard, a marker, a pencil, and your math journal. If you don't have those things, please go and grab them while you pause this video. If you have them, then these two problems are your math message today. Please try to solve these problems in any way you can, and then come show both answers to Mrs. Becker when you're done with them. So do both problems, and then come show Mrs. Becker. All right, so you should have paused your video and done those problems, and you should have gotten them checked by me. We're going to talk today about subtraction. We're going to learn two different methods, one today and one tomorrow. Today, to start, I want you to start estimating differences. A lot like we estimated sums, you're going to estimate the differences of these problems. So you're going to want to round. And I would round to numbers that would be easy for you to work with, like having as many zeros as possible. So I would probably say this first one would be 40 minus 30, and that would equal 10. Obviously, depending on how you round will change the answers that you get, but the ones I'm going to show you will hopefully be very similar to the ones you have. But just so you know, they probably won't be exact depending on how you round. Pause your video and complete these 6 problems. All right. Notice how they used to the nearest zero. These don't go to the nearest zero, but you might want to. So you might have gone 100 minus 80. You might have gone 400 minus 50. All would be right answers. So these get a little bit more specific, but you absolutely could have gone 400 minus 50 or 600 minus 100. Today we're going to work on subtracting, and we're going to talk about borrowing. So when we borrow, we need to remember that this 8 really means 80, and this 4 really means just 4. Now, if I have 4 of something, I can't take 8 of it. So if I have 4 pencils, I can't give the class 8 pencils from those 4. So I'm going to have to go borrow. I'm going to go over to this 8, and I'm going to borrow 10. So I'm going to essentially make this 70. But we don't have that up on our board, so we just put a 7 on top of it, and we know that that means really now I have 74. But I'm borrowing 10, so I'm going to add 10 to 4. Well, 10 plus 4 equals 14. So what I'm doing is essentially just putting that 1 in front of this 4 to make it 14. 14 here is the same as 10 plus 4 equaling 14. Now I can do my subtraction. 14 minus 8, I'm going to count up. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 6. And now I have 7 minus 3. And I'm going to say, I'm going to count up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 46. So again, I could not take 8 from 4, so I had to borrow. I borrowed 10, making this 70, but I just put a 7 up top to make that seem to replace the 8. And then I added 10 to the 4, making it 14. A lot of times, we just put a little 1 right here to represent that. So we don't have to do all this computation above. So 1 and 4 was 14, and then 14 minus 8. Let's try this one together. I'm going to go slow. You can pause your video as you need to. So I can do 4 minus 1, easy peasy. 4 minus 1 is 3. I get to 6 minus 8, which is really 60 minus 80. I can't do that. So I'm going to go borrow. And I'm borrowing 1. So this is going to become a 6, which is now actually 600. And I'm adding 100 that I just took to this 6. So it becomes a 16, or technically 160. But we just keep the 16 up there because it makes it easier for us to see. So I do 16 minus 8 is 8. And then 6 minus 2 is 4. I want you to do this next problem. Be careful though, because you can't make 0 smaller. I can't just borrow from 0. So I'm going to have to borrow all the way from all of 80. So this will become 79 instead of 80. But try this one on your own as well. All right. This one I would like you to come check with me when you are done with it. Make sure that you are trading. So you're trading for and borrowing the numbers that you need. So if you can't do 5 minus 6, make sure you are borrowing from the number next to it and so on. Make sure you come show this one to me before you move on, and pause your video. Today you're going to be working on Math Journal page 49. You need to do numbers 1, 2, and 3, as well as the ballpark estimates. Then come check with Mrs. Becker. Pause your video while you do those. All right, now you're going to do number 4, 5, 6, as well as 7, as well as the ballpark estimates. You need to pause your video while you do those, and then you need to come check with Mrs. Becker as well. Once you have checked with Mrs. Becker and this entire sheet of page 49 is complete, you will be able to do extra math.